everyone. It's Thursday, February 1st, 2018. I'm Abby and this is Talk to Me Tuesday. Sorry I'm a couple days late. You know how life is. Anyways, behind me is my first official finished quilt of 2018. The Star Wars quilt. I just literally finished putting the binding and the label on about a half hour ago. And I actually started this video 15 minutes ago on my older computer and it decided to update. So this is take 2 of my video. I really love how this came out. I think Eli is going to love it. Today's his 13th birthday and we've got the Seattle Seahawks colors. Yeah, I don't know where I went wrong with this child. We're in Vermont. Why is he rooting for the Seahawks? Whatever. I guess he has a mind of his own. So, like I said, I just finished labeling it, which I don't like labeling things, but I did it. What else? So, yeah, I'm really excited that that's my first one done for the year. Last week, I finished all stacked up, my K-Facet top, and I took it up to Waterwheel Quilt House, which is Waterwheel's one of my favorite quilt shops in Londonderry, Vermont, and I had won the row by row 3 years in a row there, and each time I've picked like K-Facet. So seeing as though the all stacked up quilt is a K-Facet quilt, I decided, and since I had won 3 times, I feel like I owed it to them to get it quilted there. So that's going to be my one big splurge for this year, my one big splurge quilt top, and Andrew's going to do it. I'm sorry, my nose just started itching. Anyways, Andrew, when I was up there and talking to Andrew about what we thought the design should be, he's like, you know, Abby, he says, you could do this. I said, Andrew, I realized I could do this. I said, but I don't want my first attempt at quilting on a long arm to be this quilt. It's really nice, and I want to put it in the show, so I want it to be, you know, I want it to be perfect, or as close to perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. I just did not want to do it. I've got other quilts I'm working on, so I will be happy to learn how to long arm on those, just not this particular one. While I was there, this year our Quilt Guild for a challenge for the quilt show. The past couple of years, it's been like a game theme. Like last year was Monopoly, and I really like that. The year before that was Clue. This year it's Risk, and we're doing the paint chip challenge along with it. So I chose this paint chip, and it's associated with Western Europe on the game board. And Western Europe, I assumed, was France and Spain, and I've lived in France. So the first thing that popped into my head when I saw the colors and then I saw that it was Western Europe was to do something of Matisse. He's one of my favorite artists. I visited where he lived in France, and he has a lot of, for the time it was a lot of modern stuff out of paper cuts. And I thought, ooh, we have to use at least 3 colors and then an eye-popping color. So this is one of his, I don't want to say paintings because it's one of his pieces of art from Matisse. And I found these 3 fabrics, so I think it's going to work perfect. And then I think one of these littler ones, I'm going to do either bright yellow or a bright yellow or a red, just to have a thing of pop. And I'm really excited about this. I told my daughter I'm not going to do the exact same thing, but it's going to be my own interpretation of it. I don't know. So many choices. The other thing I did this week, I'm so mad at myself. Got all the blocks done for our TTMT block exchange like weeks ago, and I was so excited, and I got Vicky's ready, and I threw it in the envelope and mailed it at the post office before the day, and then I realized I hadn't signed it. So I signed all the rest of the blocks right then and there because I don't want that to happen again. So everybody else's blocks are going to be signed except for Vicky's. Um, oh, hmm, I've started something else. I'm going to pop around so I can show you. So I'm back. I'm on the other side of my quilt room right now. Um, this project that is on the wall has been a UFO for a very long time. On my board, I put it in the category of in limbo. And just the other day I said, okay, right behind me on my bookcase they're like the 12 by 12 plastic containers that I usually put my projects in. And I have at least, I'm looking right there, 12 different projects. But this is one of the ones that was in limbo. So I pulled it out the other day and I thought, I'm going to start working on this. Originally, it's from a Fons and Porter magazine, and it's called, what's it called? Emerald? I think it's Emerald. And as you can see, it's all pretty. And I thought, oh, love Ireland. I want to go to Ireland. I don't think, can you see the block? So it had like 4 snowballs in the corners, and then the center, and then the 2.5-inch strips. Well, I don't know if you can see, but as I started making the blocks, I thought, oh, I could make it look more, I don't want to say Irish, but if I, instead of doing the 4 corners of the snowball, just do 2, I can make it look like a chain. And I know I've seen this pattern somewhere else before. My daughter just came downstairs. She's like, oh, Mom, I really love that. And I'm like, I do too. I'm going to call it 50 Shades of Green to be like Ireland, all the different greens of Ireland. And I told my husband I'm making it for us. He's like, what? You're actually making us something? As opposed to giving away everything else. So I think he likes it. I'm really excited about it. I knocked these blocks out. I had everything cut out. I hadn't had anything sewn together. So I'm trying to find as many different greens as I can. I'm going through all my scraps and everything. And I'm going to make it big enough to go on our queen size bed. So I'm really excited about this, and I feel like I got a lot done this week. Oh, before I forget, one last thing I did. My iron died. So I went out and bought a new iron, and I thought, okay, well, since I'm getting a new iron, why don't I put a new cover on my ironing board? So I found this heavier cloth. I had purchased it. I thought it was cotton, and it turned out not to be cotton, but something you'd use like on a pillow or something. Is a little bit heavier. So it's perfect. So I threw another layer of batting on and stapled that in, and that is now to my right, which I think I had talked about. It was driving me nuts. My ironing board was on the left, and I'm right-handed, and it was driving me crazy. So I did put down that cubicle, and I just put the little one on top of it, and it's been working out really nice. So, long story short, I had a crafty week. I'm happy with everything I got done. I hope you guys have a crafty week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.